October 21st, 2021. I don't know why I'm recording this memo. I literally never do this. Today is the 7th day since Grandpa left. In Chinese, we call it 头七. On this day, it's believed that the soul of the departed will return one last time to check on the home and the family members before entering the cycle and beginning a life anew. So in theory, Grandpa would have been back home today, checking on everyone. Except for me, of course, because I'm not at home. I feel trampled by sadness and regret. I feel removed from my nitty-gritty grad school life. My feet are not on the ground. I cannot carry on with my regular duties. Feel paralyzed mid-air, perfectly still, 100% immersed in the now. Talking about my feelings is truly emotionally taxing. I realize I just had been going through the motions a lot. I see my life as the precursor that will facilitate getting to where I want to be next. With enough of those days, my life this past year has essentially been a waiting game. If I hadn't realized this, my entire life would become a waiting game. This is probably partially why I struggle so much with Grandpa's death. We were close, and I took him for granted as I went through the inertia of life. I was ungrateful. Is that right? Am I babbling? Grief is truly magical in that sense. It throws me into a thinking loop that I would not have gone down otherwise. Never. I guess it only helps if I start being more grateful. Maybe this will help me stop crying so much. My eyes really hurt. The one thing that I'm happy about is that as distraught as I've been, I have been eating quite well. It's probably not a healthy thing to do, honestly. I find good food, to be comforting. It takes me away, even just temporarily, from the racing thoughts and feelings in my head. And I get to be fully present, enjoying the flavors of this thing that I'm eating. Especially at this time, I often resort to, say, testing a new recipe that yields great flavors to remind myself that I can still be happy sometimes. Boyfriend always says I have a problem with eating, and I guess he's right. I'm grateful I can still nourish myself, albeit slightly unhealthily. I surprisingly feel a little bit better. Maybe I should just doing therapy sessions by myself, talking to my phone from now on. 时光一逝永不回，往事只能回味。忆童年时
竹马青梅，两小无猜，日夜相随。时光一逝
Anyway, work. Might as well talk about work. I think I've been pretty vocal about my struggles in that era because it took me now 3 full years to realize that bench work is not what I'm passionate about. So right now, in my 4th year, I've had many down moments, but it's also always the littlest, tiniest thing that I love about being in lab that kept me going. Like, let's see, my wall of labels for possibly hundreds of Western blots I've run so far, or the lab family that welcomed me with open arms and has been supporting me every single step throughout my journey to that damn degree. On that note, family, my little family. My little family is my boyfriend, Meow, and I. It's a selfish thought, really, that he and Meow were already mine and we are already a family. But I like to think that way. It just makes me feel less alone.
Alexis.
My boyfriend has been instrumental to holding me together since my life kind of just fell apart. He even paid for my tickets to go see him so I didn't have to be alone in the week of bereavement I requested off of my mentor because I just couldn't function properly. The fun in you comes from all the experience you've had, good and bad, and the imperfections within us made us human, and that is a comforting thought.
只能回味，忆童年时竹马青梅，两小无猜，日夜相随。时光一逝永不回，往事只能回味。
As far as I remember, since I moved to Milwaukee, whenever times are really tough, like when I was extra stressed from exams, when I got dumped by a guy who said he was in it for the long run, when I felt like everyone except for me is moving forward in life, I would drive downtown, go to Lake Michigan, and read books in the cold. People will look at me as if I'm crazy, but I am. My coping mechanism, now that I think back, consists of a variety of escapism. Escaping the feelings via food, escaping the thoughts of agony via other people's thoughts, anything but facing them. But it served me well, I guess. Grandpa's death and the multitude of other things being dropped into my laps are just the bombs needed to hush things along to what I hope to be an eventual resolution. Why does emotion hit at the most random moment? I feel like crying again. Should probably end this. Future me. If you're listening, please tell me you'll be okay. Please. Oh God.
你就要变心，像时光难倒回，我只有在梦里相依偎。